And hello again. I'm Tom Vick on a Saturday here for today. Clouds rolling in, moisture increasing, the weather pattern changing as promised. So our Alexandria Tower Cam sending out broadcasting on Texas Street showing those clouds across the area. We move on up in toward Gina where we're seeing a little bit less, a few breaks there, but it's mostly cloudy. Weather patterns changing for you folks over in that direction as well. Let's check it out with your weather headlines. Same thing I had yesterday. Severe weather possible Sunday. We got the cold weather, much colder than normal next week, but uh, all in all, it's about cold. It's the coldest weather since we had in since January of 2024. All right, any snow or ice? That's always a question when it gets cold. So I'll have an answer to that as well. Let's check it out for the radar. You can see these showers that are coming in from the southwest. This is part of that 20-30% I was carrying in my forecast. These showers are coming in, what we call warm advection. Advection in meteorology is transport. So as the wind turns to the south and begins to transport moisture up into Louisiana and the continent from the south, we will see that transport of air bring a little bit of shower activity, increase in moisture. So that's what we're seeing here. Again, this is a precursor to the weather changes that are brewing. Now the surface map shows high pressure, chilly high, moving off away from us. We can see the low clouds coming back in from the southwest there. Again, representing that moisture tap and a weather system taking shape in the Rockies. This is going to be a strong one, folks, and it's going to drive a very strong cold front through the area late Sunday. And in all that mix, we have severe weather. All right, to go beyond this into the Futurecast, I want to kind of just step you through this as an introduction. First of all, let's say by 2 o'clock Sunday, this is the American GFS model. It's telling the truth. Other models are consistent with this. So there's a line beginning to form to the northwest of us by early Sunday afternoon. It kind of streaks through quickly. This is a quick moving front. And so by 8 o'clock, it's out of here. And is turning much colder overnight for Sunday with a big temperature drop. And then the next part of the story is, well, with another disturbance off to the west, what's going to happen there? Because we've got to have two things for wintry precipitation. We've got to have the temperatures low enough and the right temperature profiles, and we've got to have something to trigger some moisture and some rain. Bring some moisture and trigger some rain. So this model hinting at it there. Don't take this for 100%, but again, this is the most aggressive model that we have. So other models not showing this, so I'll just show you the worst one that we have. All right, even into Friday morning, still a chance to the northwest. And notice two things. First of all, there is a chance, mostly in our northern parishes, and then more farther to the north. And the time frame will be Thursday and Friday. And once we get into Friday, we see things clearing out pretty good with another decent front coming through at that particular time into next weekend. So that's kind of an introduction. Now, here are the details. We'll get a little closer model. This is a high resolution model. So by Sunday morning, church time, I don't think there'll be any issues, just some spot showers at that particular time, maybe a thunderstorm possible. But once we get into the afternoon hours, look at this, a big increase. So yeah, after church, don't hang out eating too long. Get home and start monitoring your weather sources, because there's going to be warnings issued, I think, in this deal. And then that system moves through fairly quickly. This is a 6 p.m. Now it's back down into Avoyelles and St. Landry parishes, Catahoula, Concordia parishes there at that particular time. That's probably where the warnings will be at that time. And then quick decrease in clouds and much colder into Monday morning with a moderate to hard freeze in some locations, light freeze in other locations, averaging about 28 degrees there for Monday morning. Here is the severe weather outlook area. Nick and I thought that the storm prediction center were going to go to that enhanced or that level 3, and they did for portions of Rapides Parish, Grant, Wynn Parish, LaSalle, Catahoula, and Concordia. So that's level 3 right here on their 5 category scale. All right, so that's the basic introduction to that, and just kind of put this bar graph together, and I just want you to kind of survey this. It looks like you can pick out, of course, obviously the overall is going to be the highest bar, but the highest two threats will be wind and tornadoes. Lesser threats are going to be flooding and hail, but we can't rule either one out. Flooding is pretty low though. So the top two things, first wind and then there's the tornado potential. So here's a little summary I've put together for you. First of all, what to expect. Again, I'm holding to that Sunday noon time frame, but I did cut off the 4 hours. Remember I was saying noon to midnight. Now it's noon to 8 p.m. So I thought I might truncate that, so I did. Threat level enhanced 3 out of 5 in the parishes just mentioned, 2 out of 5 everywhere else in Sinlock. Now, there are 2 patterns associated with this. First of all, there's going to be a well-defined convective line. A line, some people call this a squall line, but with the strength of the front and the forcing that we're going to have with that, that will really be able to build a good convective line, a line of storms, if you will. The second pattern is taking place ahead of the line, what we call discrete cells. These tend to be supercells, and if we get that, then that will pose a risk of some hail, wind, and tornadoes as well. With a convective line, it's mostly going to be wind and those QLCS, those linear tornadoes. Sometimes in the line we get rotation, which can spawn a tornado, or we get a transition from one storm form, storm type, to a supercell, and that of course can cause some rotation as well. So those are the patterns we're looking at. Percentages: within 25 miles of any point in Sinlock, the probability of a severe wind event, 60 miles per hour or higher, is 15 to 30%. 15% in the slight risk area, 30% in the enhanced risk area. Tornado likewise, 5% in the slight, 10% in the enhanced, and in hail, 5% everywhere. Peak rainfall, don't forget that. We can get a good rain out of this, 1 to 3 inches, and some of that's going to fall pretty quickly. And then monitor your weather sources for updates as well as warnings that I expect to be delivered by the National Weather Service. And Nick and I will be with you. All right. A windy day, Sunday and Monday. A strong weather system's going to be stirring up some wind. There's your severe potential. Everybody gets wet with that Sunday. Big, strong front. Look at the temperature drop from 74 to 28 from Sunday's high to Monday's lows. That's going to be shocking, folks. So be ready for that. And then cold all day Monday with that breeze, though mostly sunny. A cold start Tuesday morning. Tuesday and Wednesday mornings are coldest. These readings will be the coldest since January of 2024. No precipitation to worry about. Starting to introduce an increase in clouds there for Wednesday, but no precip. Thursday, more clouds. And then I did put in, kept 20%. That'll be a cold day there. And then going into Friday, got a little mix possible there, as indicated by the GFS model. Some others are very low probability. So this is going to be mostly a liquid event on Friday with those temperatures in the mid 30s, about 34, 35 for your low. Maybe making 40 in some places, low 40s in others, maybe a 39 somewhere. So that'd be a cold raw day there to end the week. And then things clearing out some Saturday, but still chilly behind that third front coming through on Friday. So, all right, that's it, folks. So a lot to talk about there. Nick will see you again in the morning. I'll be in the forecast center and, of course, on my Facebook page, handling the severe weather live updates. Take care. And